It's Friday. A lot of the country is getting beautiful summer weather, but well, it's actually spring. It's not summer. There's a good reason to stay in this weekend. Let's talk about what to stream. There's a drama spotlighting the icons and ferocious house mothers of New York's underground ball culture, a show about teenagers who meet in Shoplifters Anonymous, and a series centered around high schoolers discovering themselves in a complicated world.
Here to walk us through it all is Keisha Hatchett. She's an associate editor at TV Guide. Thanks for joining us, Keisha.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we're starting off now first with Ryan Murphy's, we were just talking about this Pose, which I've been hearing all sorts of things about. I didn't even realize it's the second season. I missed the whole first season.
Yeah, you should probably catch up on the first season.
Okay.
It picks right up after where we left off. And this time, it covers a really interesting time in pop culture. It's when, you remember Madonna's Vogue?
Yes.
So Vogue has been released, and so it's very popular, and the queens are out, and it feels like it's this great time of equality, but then you have the AIDS crisis. So it's this juxtaposition of two wildly different themes going on at the same time.
Let's play a little of it.
Your T cells have fallen below 200. I'm going to have to move your diagnosis of being HIV positive to having AIDS.
We are dying, and it's time that we fight.
I'm not posing for a mugshot.
Wake up!
Take that off.
I'm tired of your big plans and your stupid dreams. Why don't you just focus on yourself for once?
But I'm scared.
To die or to live?
Oh man, you can sort of see how emotional this is. I thought this was a fun show. Is this still a fun show?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it will cover such a serious topic with the brevity it deserves, but it's also, there is a balance, and there is fun, and there is joy, as should there be in life.
Right.
So yeah, and it's just a great season where you're going to see, the stories of brown and black and trans queens really finally get represented on TV, and in a beautiful, positive way.
Yes.
I'll get behind that. So next up is Trinkets, which is about a group of shoplifting teenagers. Here's a preview.
There are 3 basic rules of shoplifting. And kids, don't try this at home. Number 1, be invisible.
I don't understand how I got here. Life is oppressive. Now why you steal?
2, only lift with people you trust.
I feel so alone here. Who doesn't? It's gonna be okay.
And 3, whatever you do, don't get caught.
Come with me. This looks like a bunch of affluenza kids. What's going on here?
That's what it reminded me of.
It looks like that, but it's not. Okay.
So what is it about?
All right, so it's 3 teens who meet at Shopaholics Anonymous. So it's a nice young adult story about friendship, female friendships, while they're dealing with, the issues in their lives. But they're not all rich.
They're not all rich, okay. Is this something that I would like as an adult, or is this another sort of teeny bopper sort of thing?
I think you would appreciate it because, it is centered around 3 teen girls, but I think they're handling some very mature issues, and it is just a funny exploration of very real stories. Each girl has their own issue that I think is universal, that anyone, no matter how old you are, can relate to.
Okay, speaking of young people, HBO has a series coming out, Euphoria, and I've already seen, there's already backlash. It hasn't even come out yet. Let's play a little bit of it.
At some point, you make a choice about who you are and what you want.
So Zendaya stars in this series, which also happens to be produced by Drake. So why is it already controversial?
Well, Drake knows a little bit about high school series.
Oh.
He does. No, it's true. In Canada.
Yeah.
Degrassi. Who can forget Drake and Degrassi? You can't run away from your Degrassi roots.
True, you're right.
No, but I heard that people were critical
I was thinking
because
else.
No. He was, he was in kind of like a high school series, right? So I heard that there was some backlash because people felt like, oh, this is another series about teens behaving badly, a celebration of, sort of bizarre lifestyle choices or whatever. That's kind of like the criticism.
Yes, there's something very controversial about a young woman who is nihilistic and is just living for her own truth. But the reality is that, yes, these teens are doing drugs and taking on these controversial things.
Right.
but it's more of a reaction to the world that's around them that's that's out of control. And so when you have something where, you know, climate change and all of these things are happening, and you have these young people who are dealing with a world that's their parents are supposed to take care of, and they haven't.
Right.
And so you're just stuck with, what do you do next? What do you, if you feel like you don't have a future?
My parents would
how
say,
do you
just
react
get
to
good
that?
grades.
But that's no fun. And no one makes a series about kids getting good grades, Vlad.
Keisha, thank you very much.
Thanks for having
really
me.
great having you. Thank you so much for stopping by.